Allens' preeminence in the mining sector has been recognised globally. It is with great pleasure and indeed some personal excitement on my part, having inherited the Allens mining DNA, to bring our history, collective expertise and unique innovative style to life for you via Mining 360 at Allens. Mining 360 at Allens demonstrates the exceptional depth of our expertise and experience in the mining sector.
I think when one looks back at the economic history of Australia, two of the most fundamental things that we've seen are the development in Western Australia of the iron ore industry in the 1960s and the development of the coal industry in Queensland in the 1970s. They were and remain major parts of the Australian economic story.
Allens has been involved in the mining industry for well over 100 years. Since after the Second World War, which saw the industrialisation of both Australia and Asia, particularly Japan, was a first really intense period, a modern period of mining in Australia. And we were at the forefront of that in helping to set up the iron ore industry in Western Australia through state agreements, and the coal industry in Queensland. Last decade has seen, of course, the rise of China, and that's changed the landscape dramatically, with very high growth both in Australia and also a push overseas in terms of Africa in particular and Asia, places like Mongolia. Again, we have followed our clients into those jurisdictions and have helped them from the very inception of the projects to then the operating phase, Oyu Tolgoi being a perfect example of that.
One of the things I've noticed over my career, on at least 3 occasions now, is how rising demand leads to rising prices, leads to increased investment in a particular commodity. There's always a lag time before that investment feeds into production, and often the price cycle's changed. So what you need to do is understand that that's going to happen, build your projects robustly enough to deal with that, and don't be surprised.
I mean, I've been involved in mining for over 20 years now, so I've seen the various cycles, and I don't see them necessarily as boom and bust cycles, but as new phases of growth and maturity in the industry. I mean, nothing was more dire than the GFC 3 years ago, where everyone said it was nearly the end of the world as we knew it, and we recovered from that. I think growth in China has steadied, so there won't be the same boom demands, but I think there's still strong demand in the pipeline, and that will continue to basically back growth in Australia in the mining industry. Maybe not at the same levels that we've had in the last 10 years, but nevertheless very viable and strong growth will be a feature of the industry in the years ahead.
We can jumpstart processes and deliver early solutions to our clients based on the experience that we have had in the sector and through working together in an integrated way. Whether you are a small or large player in the mining sector, the issues are essentially the same. And no matter the point of entry into the mining life cycle, we know what has been before and we know what to anticipate for you going forward. Welcome to Mining 360 at Allens.